welcome back. Welcome back to Story to Satori. And we had a beautiful conversation where John was talking about three things. Let me summarize. Being open to learning, and then having a learner's attitude for a lifetime. It's not about reaching in 5 years or 10 years, because life is a journey and it's there till the deathbed. We can keep learning. And the third thing that you said was, even though you may be ready, you may be open to learning, and you are a lifelong learner, if you have not prepared and learned your lessons, or you are open to learning those lessons and preparing at every moment, and especially from people, now we have John as a great mentor and coach, and then there are various others, and including me, I also mentor and coach people. And this is the journey that we are talking, and we had John sharing a lot of insights from his journey as well. He's a youngster. He has his own podcast, One Talk podcast, and he has a mission called One Nation. And John, can you now share, as you said, people give up because they expect results very soon, or they see they are actually not prepared mentally to see or forecast or even visualize their future. They don't have a vision. That's what I'm really getting at. And if suppose, you always keep telling that, first you said just focus on who you are and not on what you're looking for. And you also are a success coach and a motivator. So you keep saying that 80% of the success depends on showing up. And I know, I mean, it's like we all can understand, but then when their situations are like the current one, most of them, as you said, they shy away from, doing that little bit, walking that extra mile. Most of us, or most of them get into the thinking mode, oh, what next? And how can I deal with this? So how do you show up even in such unexpected or such crisis situations?
That's another beautiful question, Janavi. And
Yeah.
I like that you always follow what I post on social media, and I've always been, taking this head on that 80% of your success is showing up. You
Mm,
see, if you are not in a place, you don't need even to think about succeeding. If you're
mm,
not present in whatever you are doing, you are dead. Life is given to somebody, is given to a fluid. When we started, you as Janavi, you came to earth just in form of a fluid, and life was breathed in that fluid, and you become a human being. So your presence, for you to be alive, you have to be there. So you're asking me, how do we become present in such kind of a situation? Like right now, we are told to stay indoors. Presence is not physical body.
mm,
Presence is being felt. Can people feel you? Can people feel your presence even when you're not there? You see, it is not all about the physical presence. It is all about putting a footprint. It's all about people leaving something that will, like for example, you really know John Gora because of what I do. You didn't know
mm,
me for the last period of time that we never met on social media. But right now, even when I'm not talking to you, when you're not reading my posts, when you wake up, there
mm,
must be something. There must be that something in your mind thinking about John Gora.
mm,
And that's why sometimes when you will open your LinkedIn, there is somebody that you'll be thinking about. What did he post today? That is
mm,
being that is being present. So we don't need to look at this in physicality. We need to look at it in how you present yourself. What do you give to the society? What are you known for? That is what we call being present. What
yeah.
if your name will be mentioned even on a TV? What will people
Mm,
think about?
mm,
This is what we mean by being present. Your
mm,
footprints are known. People
mm,
know you with who you are and what you stand for, what you believe in. And that takes me to what leadership skill that I really love to talk about in this generation and such kind of a time. and that is
Yes.
accountability.
Mm.
As a leader, and I told you when this conversation started that all of us are leaders in our own capacity. I've
Mm.
worked with several leaders, but there is big problem when it comes to accountability. Do
Mm.
people realize that accountability leads to transparency? It also
Mm.
leads, addressing problems rather than addressing characters.
Mm.
You see, it makes, even if you have a company and you are accountable, your
Mm.
presence, your
Mm.
presence is felt even when you are not there. Your
Yes.
presence is felt because of you being accountable. When you're
Mm.
accountable, your culture is known. When you're accountable, your mission is known. When you're
Yeah.
accountable, your vision is known. And you know each and every employee, even not by their names, because we have some companies who've got thousands and thousands of employees. So
Yeah.
how can a CEO or a director of that company know each and everyone? Through delegation of duties. And this is what we call being present. You are
Mm.
present even when you're not there. Those you delegate work for will work for you.
Mm.
Right now, we are not going to offices. Some of us are working from home. Our presence are still felt, but not in
Yeah.
physicality. When I
Yes.
call my manager and I tell him, boss, there's something that I've received on email and they need a quotation for this and that and that. This is my
Mm.
presence. So it is not physicality, but it is the
Yes.
footprint you leave.
Yes. 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 What I want to summarize is that such a beautiful, I would say you have explained it so beautifully. It's an authentic presence that you create through your expression, and it has to be a digital footprint that you need to leave in this situation now. Even earlier to the coronavirus, we had this, everything was there, and
Yes.
people definitely knew about having a presence in social media. And even now it's more or less the same. The technology is the same. And as you said, it has become much more relevant now because we are staying indoors. But having said that, what it means is, with or without coronavirus, one has to have the authentic presence, and that happens only when you're accountable, when you have all your, whatever you are saying or you are leaving your messages or your work is being seen through your content, through your, what you say on in the social media, and how you actually create your presence. That is so important. And many, here I wanted to create a kind of, ask you a question and also create a kind of awareness. Many are very good in technical work, John. I mean, there are a lot of people who have a lot of technical skills, but they have very poor, or they have not developed that, and they don't have lack of interest. Because of lack of interest, they don't create a presence, a social presence. So how have you created such a big network, social network, where I see you, with big stalwarts on LinkedIn and in some Facebook. So how has this happened over a short period of time? And how would you, what advice would you give to the others who have still been lagging behind or not thinking it's really important in this, at least in this scenario right now, we need it, to, as you said, it's not about the physicality. Person, your manager must know whether you're there or no. This person will take account, be accountable for his work, and he's showing up. I mean, this all becomes showing up in the digital space or in the workplace. Can you just talk about that? A
That's
lot of
very,
questions, I know.
no. I nice one. I,
People
I, I really
think about
love
the
those
same
questions.
thing.
You know,
Yeah.
this is the time that we can also help the youth like we are to come up
Yeah.
and use the social media in the right way. So one of the things that you just touched is being authentic, and I would want
Mm,
to again draw attention of every listener and the viewers who are watching this right now. The thing is
mm,
this: being authentic
mm,
of you is not defined by the second person. Your authenticity is in
mm,
you. If you let people define how authentic you should be, then you will never make any achievement. You will never rise and you will
yeah.
never develop your social media. The
Mm,
reason is one, social media is a lot crowded with bots. These are, some people call them robots. There are
mm,
people who will just bully you every time on social media. And
mm,
and if you allow people to, like screw your authenticity, these are the people who will draw you back. So, you know, when I started building my platform on social media, I had a lot of them. In fact, some of them even came to me asking me to support them, bully the people. But how did I come outside that? You remain the authentic you, not the authentic that is defined by another person. Because people will with creativity, they come with creativity and they tell you with evidence that has been created. So if you fall for that, you will withdraw yourself. And most of the content creators on LinkedIn, for example, that you see around starting and coming up and then dropping and leaving it, they've been victim of such kind of characters. It is not that they are leaving it. I've talked to so many of them. I'm also doing a video on the same. You see some people, there's so many good people on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, but in reality, at the back of the camera, these people are not good. There's people who pull their counterparts down, and more so when they see you coming up, they start coming up with some, procedures or programs to delay your uprise. But you need, first of all, to remain authentic of yourself, not authentic defined by another person. Second thing, you need to create a circle of true friends, a circle of friends off media and on media, because these are the people who sometimes, like for example, right now, Janavi, we are speaking not on LinkedIn, not on Facebook, we are speaking on Skype because we have created that attachment, we've created that friendship. And when you post this kind of interview, maybe on your page, it draws attention of those who you are connected to you, and they will come to connect with me. That is how to create a presence and also create that conversation and a community on social medias. Be present, create friends and circles of trusted friends on and off media. I stayed on LinkedIn for around 4 years without creating that big margin of maybe following and also a friend or connection first class. The thing was, I wasn't there. I was somebody looking for maybe job. So first of all, you need to know why you are there. Once you know that, friends will come. Once you get the friends that resonates with what you believe in, this is another thing. We have friends who are chasing numbers. And I've always told people that for me, I'm not chasing number. I don't celebrate my 5K followers. I don't celebrate my 20K followers. I don't celebrate my 30K followers. Out of these 30K followers, what am I learning from it? That's what I celebrate.
Yes.
Because I can have a pool of people. Some people be following me because I'm handsome. Some people could be following me because I'm beautiful. And when they watch my videos, they the not the education I'm giving to them, there's something else they're seeing. So is this number also creating something in you? Is it helping you to develop?
Yes.
Just like I said when I started, the more you speak, the less you learn. The more you listen, the more you learn. So if your followers, you are not followers of them, then you are missing it. You need to be a follower of your follower, because a good leader must also be a follower.
Yes. Wow.
So those are things that make my network on social media become something great. Another thing, and the last one, on social media, you need to be present. You need to be creative, you need to be consistent, and you need to be there for people. You don't just, some people, once they make like the 20K followers or maybe 50K or 1 million followers, they are not there for people, just creating and leaving the platform. They create one video and they leave. They never comment on other people's posts. They never connect with people, even maybe outside the content creation. Maybe through the DM. You send a DM to somebody and they will never respond to you. I respond to every DM that I receive. But this is what happens. When I respond to it, I filter them to know, is it somebody who's just here to make numbers, or is he coming to create something? So be creative, follow people who follow you, be a follower of followers. This is how you make those numbers, and don't chase numbers on social medias. The numbers will come for sure.
Right.
It will just come when you start creating. Your purpose on social media. the numbers will come. It will be driven. But
Right.
sometimes also, there's so many things. Some people, those who look for numbers, there's
Mm.
ads. Use ads. If you want number, buy the ads. You can promote your posts and you get the numbers. But after
Yeah.
getting numbers, are you getting the numbers for a better purpose, or are you
Yeah.
getting numbers to celebrate being 20Ks on Instagram, 20K followers on Facebook or LinkedIn? Don't celebrate the followers. Celebrate
Yeah.
the content you create and what you are learning and also giving to your followers. For me, when I tag somebody on my post and
Mm.
they give me a response, I
Mm.
celebrate I celebrate it more than just seeing that I had 10,000 views. I celebrate two comments on my post rather than the 20,000 views that I got in my post. So this is the
Mm.
important thing, and it is the simple way that we can get to use creating content and also make that impact to have a magnet rubber stamp on your social media. The last, which is very important, be human. We are all
Be.
human.
Mm.
Show kindness and try to help where it is possible. What I tell people on social media, don't DM people looking for assistance like you need financial support and all that. I can
Mm.
only DM Janat because we have a relation. We
Yeah.
have a relation. I can DM you and tell you, Janavi, I'm stuck. I need €5. But without that, I cannot just pop from nowhere. Help me with 10,000. I'm stuck. It looks like a spam.
Yes. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
very true. Lot of wisdom nuggets, John. I think the list, there is a big, huge list. I think the second part of course, both the parts very useful and very powerful. But a lot of viewers from, I think they can learn a lot from how you built your social network. And I really, really appreciate the fact, even I just don't believe in those numbers. In fact, I want to know the people that are following me, or I'm following at least a few, if not all the 10,000 or 20,000, just few of them, at least, we should know who they are and what is the reason that we are connecting. And there has to be a value at the end of the day. And as you said, a lot of things that you said, really, I 100% resonate with you. And one has to go through this video and just jot down or kind of write it down and follow it. I mean, practice it. What I mean by follow is practice it.
Mhm.
So just to wrap up this session, Story to Satori, it was a lot of Satori moments, I would say. So Story to Satori is a show where when I call my guests who share their stories, and when they are sharing their stories, there's definitely some Satori moments, wisdom moments. Satori is a Buddhist term which means being enlightened. So you enlightened us with a lot of wisdom which are very real and very applicable in this current situation or in any situation for that matter. So can you just tell us, share something that you wish you had known when you started your journey? I mean, some kind of, I'm not saying it's a regret or something, but maybe you had that knowledge before you started off. Is there any kind, I mean, from
Well,
your past, some lesson that you learned on the way or you would want to learn?
that's a challenging one, but I guess I feel like something that I learned along the way when I started was
Mm,
just like the best thing that you need to be before you start your journey is being ready for it.
mm,
That is one thing that I learned because, when I started to even keep away some kind of shows and walk away from the shows because they were coming in bundles. When the show started, when the calls started coming to me, and a lot of people wanted to be hosted, I also wanted to host some other people. It came like a pouring water, so it was very difficult for me to be able to contain all these numbers. So first
mm,
of all, before you get yourself into it, just like I said, you have to be ready for it. And that is
yeah,
where I missed when I started because there's a large number. So I had to stop the conversations and do singles first and prepare my website, prepare things, make things ready, have a platform where I can host even doubles. I can host
mm,
like 3 times a day because I need to reschedule myself and find a way, find how I can do this. So this is one of the things. And another one which is very important, you need to know your target. Target is very important. You see, I had a project that did not go well, even though it's still there. But the reason why it never went well is that the target was big with different opinions or mindset. You know, when you have target, like I'm targeting India, and then you target India and Bahrain, and you want to do a project. If you don't make your calculations right, you will totally be caught flat-footed because the culture here is different. The opinions there and the opinions here are different. So learn your targets before you put your one foot forward.
Awesome, awesome. I think these two things are very important for beginners, and as you shared, this is from your own experience. You know, you wish you knew that you were ready and you also knew your target. So we are all my viewers and all my people who are watching your videos. How do they get in touch with you? I mean, either I know your plate is full. A lot of people wanting to be hosted on your show, One Talk podcast. But then if they want to get in touch with you, even for coaching or for any other purpose, as you said, so can you just share your,
That's great. So I'm on LinkedIn as John Gora, purely John Gora. You can always DM me on LinkedIn. And my podcast page also is on LinkedIn, One Talk Radio Podcast, and I have a website, www.onetalkradiopodcast.com. So there's a place there you can go and send me a message, or you can book an appointment on my calendar, and then we can have a conversation. I take conversation from everyone. As long as you book that appointment, I'll create time for you so that we can talk. And I don't choose. The world chooses for me.
So you don't have a target? You said you should have a target, right? When
I choose who come. You know, a target is when I want to give my, for example, my podcast. I want to do a podcast. I must know what target do I have. But on people coming to my shows, I don't choose. I bring them and we talk because my podcast is all about leadership and building business in terms of leadership to create that closeness and togetherness. You know, people talk about business, but nobody talks about human.
Yes.
Mine is about business, but creating humanity within business. So in everything that you see around is all about business and human. So when you come to my podcast, I'll just take you through what we can do together once I know what you're doing. So we can host a podcast, or maybe you can want maybe to talk to me about podcasting. You want to know about podcast. You want to know how it is started, how it runs. It's simple. Just DM me and we can talk much about it.
Yeah, that's great. You know, I think definitely many people will get in touch with you after this show. So thank you so much for being on my show, Story to Satori, John. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Janavi, it's my pleasure. And I really appreciate you too.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.